Well, it's been a little bit, but I think we're gonna get back on our regular schedule of programming. Sit your podcast down. We are back better than ever. At least we hope to be.
Yeah.
Uh G's in the building.
Here.
We have Reek in the building.
Yes, sir.
And we fly here as well, checking in. Playoffs so far, first rounds in the books, getting into second round, as alluded to. Boston's gonna Boston. Let me just say something about Boston really quickly. Just because I always think I have to say this, it's important to say. Fuck Boston as a city, as a fan base, as a collection of teams. Fuck the air in Boston, fuck the water in Boston. I want Boston to lose everything always. So when they do lose, I'm very excited. Very excited to see Boston take L's. Even I was surprised though. But are there any other surprises so far, either this round or last, that you guys are looking at? Do you think LeBron has a shot at beating Curry? I think they're in trouble.
I like the Lakers team. I didn't know that I would like them because I've largely ignored basketball all season. And then I turn on the playoffs and I'm like, how the hell did they get Russ? D Russ.
Detective Russell?
That's how long it's been since I paid attention to basketball, to be fair.
Russell.
But I looked at their team like this team don't look that bad.
It doesn't.
No, they definitely made some moves when they got rid of the Brody.
I don't know if it's enough, but I feel like the referees can get them a title. I'll say that.
That is, I ain't gonna lie, that is quite the response. That the referees can get them a title.
Oh,
like
sure.
not their ability, their skill. No, the referees can get them a title.
It has been some questionable officiating in some of these games.
I 100% believe there is a narrative that they're a script they are writing 100%. It is 100% an actual script.
They put their best guys on the job when they need something to happen.
the best, right? Like the guys that you know are getting something under the table. Why are you getting double the salary of your other referee brothers? Yeah, okay, that's why. Because you make the right calls at the right time.
The fee they call a fixer. That's it. Probably call him behind closed doors. You'll call a fixer. It's like, hey, we got Scott Foster for you.
Man, best in the business.
He's like, yeah, he's our best ref.
Okay. And it'd be funny too. Like they be talking about like, oh, so and so one of the most accurate refs. He never missed. Yeah. Shut that noise down. Okay.
Tony Brothers.
Prime, yo.
Tony Brothers. Go ahead. Tony Brothers watch Kyle Lowry do a karate kick on RJ Barrett.
Man, Crane kicked him, and it was just like I didn't see it. Okay,
right.
All right. By the way, I know I was gonna say it. Knicks, baby, second round. No one thought we would be here. No one thought we would do it.
Right, and we beat Miami.
Yeah,
we beat Miami too.
That's gonna happen. But
we'll be all right.
I'll digress.
Listen, I'm not worried about losing our home court advantage because we deep down in Miami. That's our home court.
Yo, side note, isn't Miami like the worst? They're the worst team. Like they have no heart down there. None.
No.
And like I don't know why they get. I know as an organization, man, they're a class organization with Pat Riley and Sloshire and all others. Their fans are trash. They may be the worst fans in the league. They don't, even when they were winning and going to the finals every year, it would be like, yo, not even fill half the time, late coming back from halftime. Like, what are you doing? What's going on in the arena when you late back to your seat? It's a finals game. I don't get it.
I've been to multiple Miami Heat games in Miami, even during the LeBron era. Like, their fans are just like, they're not. Bro, they're like, it's almost like they going because it's something to do. Like, they're not basketball fans. Like, it's like, it's bad. Like, they the worst. Like, out of all the games, NBA games I've been to, they probably the worst fans.
It seems like it. I have not been to Miami, but just the impression you get is like real fair weather fans. Even when you're immensely successful, you're fair weather fans. That's what's weird to me. Like, you're winning. You should be. This is where the bandwagon should be the strongest. You're winning. It's weird.
Yep.
It's really weird. But I think I am surprised the Bucks lost, even though I get why they lost. I think. Oh, we haven't talked about that too. I think Giannis' speech was fair. People tried to crucify him for it. Like Kobe has said similar things. You mess up, you get back on the horse, you do it again, right? It's not like I'm just bad and that's all it is to it, right? I don't think what he said was wrong. I thought it was actually a well said point, but it is a failure from the perspective of no one thinks the 1 seed goes on to the 8 seed. No matter how you slice that, at the 1 seed you should probably get to the second round unless it's just catastrophic injuries. But like even just being somewhat injured, like the Heat aren't really a great team. They're a scrappy team, but high end talent they do not have a ton of. Let's be honest about that. They're scrappy. They got Jimmy Butler, who he may be high end talent, but after that, no one else is. Bam is B plus at best. It will be a C if you let him because he just don't do shit sometimes. Do you think that Boston is in trouble?
Yes.
I think so too. I think
very difficult to say anything else after that game.
He made James Harden look like he found the fountain of youth. Boston, for one, I never thought they were that good to begin with. Like when you look at their roster, because people don't got mad at me on Twitter. I was like, they have no point guard, they have no ball handlers. Some idiot, some nerds, and they're like, well, if you mean ball handler by somebody who doesn't turn over the ball and shoots it, I was like, shut up, I ain't talking about that shit. Right? It was like, shut up. It was like, can you give it to Malcolm Brogdon and go get a bucket? Can you give it to Marcus Smart and go get a bucket? No, you only have 2 guys that can do that, and everybody knows what they're going to do. So, right, Euro says you can't give Malcolm Brogdon like, yo, go create a shot, go make an easier shot for Brown and Tate.
Go make it easier.
Right.
I'm laughing at the idea that they can't do that.
Right, because they can't. They can't. It's just some moron, some nerds sitting there saying, well, you mean by ball handling, they don't turn the ball. Let's shut up. Shut up.
If you look at what Brunson's did for our team, look at the difference between having a guy you can rely on to make things easier, who's a threat himself to score, how much easier the offense moves, how much more efficient it is. Like, I don't know how you can see those examples all the time of guys who initiate in that way, make easier shots for others, and then think, oh, well, because we have all this talent, we don't need that. That's the one thing that you guys haven't had probably, I don't know what in the 10 years you've ever had it. Kyrie was a bucket getter, not quite the same thing, but he's better than what you have now. Smart and Brogdon, nah, brother, that's not gonna be enough. But I think the Celtics are at a crossroads. They need to make a change. This team, just as talented as it is, never feels like the juggernaut it should be. Because you're missing pieces. It doesn't all fit together ideally. You gotta make a move. And I think that move is going to be very, very interesting and probably be Jaylen Brown. That man gone. Is he up for? He's up for. I
think he's a free agent. I think he's a free agent, something like that. He don't want to be there. I don't think in the city. Yeah.
Why would any black man want to be in Boston? I can't think of any reasons. When I granted different sport, but when the former black players on the Red Sox were like, yeah, own fans call you nigger, bruh, really? It's time to go. It is time to leave this place. So yeah, I can see why he wants to leave. I think he's from Atlanta, right? Supposedly, Atlanta area. I wouldn't go there.
He's definitely welcome at the Knicks. He'll be definitely welcome with us.
I actually think there's some opportunity there.
You need to get rid of RJ. Get him.
Oh,
in a heartbeat.
You want us to get rid of RJ Barrett? All you had to do was ask. As a matter of fact, you don't have to even ask.
Was ask, buddy.
That dude is just, oh my, he is frustrating
you know what?
as hell.
I want to give Knicks fans some. Yeah, I want to give Knicks fans some credit for bullying RJ into playing good.
They were like, get your. Even his most staunch supporters were like, you know what? Stop fucking around. You're pissing me off, right? Sitting there getting roasted on Twitter for defending your ass for 2 years, getting tired of this shit.
Like when everybody, like when all the Knicks fans in unison was like, "Yo, if you're gonna be this bad, don't even play. Don't play."
You know what hurts him? Literally, like Josh, like Hart is the better version of you. He plays better defense. He's scrappier. He's actually a better shooter. He's not even a great shooter, but you're so bad. Like, we'd rather have him.
Yeah,
that's
Josh
a
Hart
problem,
been a huge
dude.
difference.
He getting paid. We're paying him. They're gonna
Josh
pay
Hart, who streams on Twitch more than he practices.
Yes. And he's Jalen Brunson's best friend too.
So keep him happy. I'm all for paying that man.
He's been playing better than RJ over the playoffs.
He has.
RJ's been playing well as of late, like the last couple games or so.
He's come on a little bit, yeah.
But Josh Hart been consistent, like since he been the Knick.
I didn't know about the move. I was like, we'll see.
No, I liked it.
Brilliant move. It's proven to be a brilliant move. I'm not gonna lie. It really has been. Definitely changes the team and changes the culture a little bit. I see what Tibbs was saying when he said he has a little bit of like Jimmy in him, a little bit of Jimmy Butler in him. Yeah, not the greatest shooter, but just scrappy for the team. Does what has to be done. Crowd favorite. Everybody loves when he gets in the game. Yeah, no, 100%. Like he's made a difference. Last thing I want to touch on. Well, we'll go west for a second. Do we think the Suns are done, right? The Suns are done. They're down 2-0.
If they lose a game at home, it's over.
Okay. So
right now, I look at like Denver protected home court. That's how I look at it. He protected home court.
You're gonna laugh at me for this. I think this proves why Joker is not the MVP.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. They're up 2-0. This should be over. There should be no thought that this other team is coming back. And we're still kind of like, we'll see.
Yeah. Because
that's an indictment on Joker. That is a huge indictment on that team.
Right, because I look at it like I don't think they would have lost if Chris Paul didn't get hurt yesterday.
That's tough. Joker had a great game, though, offensively, you know?
No, he had a great game because like it's DeAndre Ayton. Like he's
That's another guy that just
watching DeAndre Ayton stand out of bounds and watch everybody else rebound was probably the highlight, and that's kind of why I don't feel like they're gonna win.
It's like they bartered. They gave up too much to get KD. It's like you gave up your whole entire bench.
They said their bench. They said their bench is averaging like I think like 14 points, and they were saying that like I think who was this? Stephen A had this stat. He was like, in the playoff, there are like 53 other individual players averaging more than their entire bench.
It's ridiculous.
Like, God damn.
Their bench is like they probably look at like, well, Golden State gave up their bench for KD, yeah, but y'all don't have Steph and Clay.
Curry.
Right? It's totally different. You have Booker and an old Chris Paul.
Booker and an ancient Chris Paul.
Right. He's a corpse at this point. Like he gets hurt every playoffs anyway. It was like,
and also, but the Warriors are also smart. They were getting guys that were trying to play for like chips anyway. Like they always kept like Kevon Looney on the bench. You see what he did? He's a dog.
Iggy was always on the bench.
On the bench. Like, you had guys that were already here to be feelings if you needed. Like, Iggy, I gotta go play 35 minutes.
Right.
For you guys, I will. You know, like
That's what makes a super team. Yeah. When you get like look at Miami, they had a big three, but we got Ray Allen off the bench. We got Mike Miller. We got Shane Battier. We got you got a bunch of veterans. Golden State, like we got David West, Iggy Dollar, like. We got those type of dudes on the bench. Phoenix doesn't have any. Phoenix has Torrey Craig.
Phoenix has guys on the bench.
The campaign
that don't get picked in 2K. Like they got to do that that's overseas right now in most leagues. Like
Damian Lee.
I mean, his name almost sounds like somebody who would be important, but it's
right. Yeah, it sounds like a good basketball player, but it's like
he's like. Damian Lee, who that? Like that, nobody.
And the thing with Chris Paul, I was about to say about Chris Paul, I'm wondering, like, he always gets hurt, but it's always those injuries that like you gotta let heal.
Stop it.
Like
Stop
it never ice it up and shoot him up and he can go play. It's always like pulled hammy, pulled groin.
Coach, I gotta rest for at least 3-4 days.
Right. Yeah, like it's always an injury. Like he can't play
minimum.
on it. Like he got to sit out.
Oh my goodness.
You can't juice him up like everybody else. Like, oh, you got a sprained ankle. All right, you got a shot for that. Like, no, it's always one of those with him.
I mean, if the Suns lose, I think they blow it up too. You got KD. If you still losing, somebody got to go. Maybe it's Chris Paul and his
Chris Paul's going to
retire
contract. He's going to retire somewhere else. Not going to be Phoenix.
I think you gotta move him. What is he making right now? Like 40-something million, something stupid.
His contract is nuts, especially for a guy who always gets hurt.
That man negotiates a massive class in negotiation.
Right.
Man.
Chris Paul always waits till the playoffs before his hamstring blows up.
That is wild.
I will say real quick, Monty Williams, you're gonna have to do some adjusting because Denver stole the Ime Udoka defensive scheme on KD, where they're smothering him, they're making him drive, and when he drives, he's gonna pull up. So they're just waiting on the pull-up jump shot and crowding the paint because the weakest part of KD's game is actually driving and attacking and finishing at the basket. So Udoka understood that. They're doing the same thing they did to him last year. We're going to smother him. We're going to be all over him, pause, and we're going to make him shoot pull-up jump shots. We're going to contest those jump shots heavy and make it tough for him. So, Monty, you're going to have to try to figure something else out because he's going to struggle, just like he did last year, if you keep the same type of offense.
I hope he figures it out because I would like to see the Suns go forward, honestly. I don't know if they will, but I like the narrative better. And I think ultimately they have the guys that I think are going to be better in a 7-game series that have a chance to really compete. I don't care what Denver does. I won't think they're going to win it until they win it.
Right.
Like, I just think they're always going to be this second.
They're boring. It's like watching the Spurs. Like I don't want to.
Spurs.
Yeah. Like I don't want to. I get it. Like best team going to win or whatever. It's like I don't want to watch this. Like I don't want to watch this. I don't watch this team play. I don't. Like I just don't. Next round, it's like Golden State and Denver.
I don't want that. So last thoughts. Who you got? Warriors or Lakers?
Going with the Warriors.
Go with the Warriors. Who you got, G?
Lakers.
All right. I'm gonna say.
Let me check what their reps are.
I'm gonna say Warriors, and I'm gonna say this. And a little controversy. If Steph and company beat LeBron and company again, LeBron is forever removed from GOAT conversations.
That's not true.
He is. You lose this. You can't get beat more times by somebody else who ain't the GOAT. That's not how that's supposed to work. Can't happen.
It does.
He loses again. It hurts.
You can't.
It hurts his argument.
Yeah,
I will.
I wouldn't. I think it, but I do think it makes a harder argument because you literally got another dude that can say this was my era in your era.
What I mean by ghost has let me clarify. This it's 1A, 1B with him and Jordan. They can't be that no more. Could he still be top 5 or somebody? Fine. But he can't be that 1A, 1B with Jordan no more. Not like you said, another guy made his bones on you. That's not how that works.
Does this season even really count for this is already a miracle. Clearly he needs to be tested for something.
I think he's on roids. Let's say that other controversy. Or
this is already a miracle that he's even playing like this at this level.
I would say this. This is what it is. And this is what the NBA wants. They want the controversy of getting guys in that probably shouldn't have been in the first place. Because if you coast through the whole year, and then somebody gets hurt at the top, and now you got a chance. And that's what happened. They coasted all year. Somebody at the top got hurt. John had multiple injuries over there. So I think him being here is kind of flukish. But again, here's the thing. They shouldn't have been this bad. It's AD and it's LeBron fucking James. I don't care about he's still doing it. Until he stops doing it, he's still LeBron James.
Like so this team should have been better. Stop taking the LJ packages.
That was the secret stuff.
The secret stuff.
The secret stuff packages. Yeah, he got package for LJ. Secret stuff.
Package for LJ.
Yo, like that is. I'm saying, but
you sit there and watch Chris Paul, who were like the same age. He went up for a rebound. His whole growing blew off.
Chris Paul is literally dying on the floor, and LeBron is still hitting windmills. I'm just saying something is wrong with that picture when this man is still windmilling at 38 and 260. There's a problem.
Listen, Chris Paul was so hurt. He didn't even bother going to the trainer bench. He walked straight to the locker room.
He said, no. I'm almost 40. I'm laying down. This shit hurts. LeBron out here just like, yeah, I'm still running around. Like, yeah. Like
can't forget, he was like, yo, I'm running faster than 21-year-olds, jumping higher than 21-year-olds.
Like, literally, again, I'll take baseball as a reference. When a guy in the ninth inning of a whole game he's pitched is still throwing 102, the next day he's tested. They're like, no, that shit ain't normal. How old are you? It's the ninth inning. You still got gas? Nah, let's see it. No. Testing you today. Why has LeBron not been tested yet?
That is a good question. I was about to bring that up. They tested John Morant at one point like 12 times before.
John Morant's just jumping
February.
John Morant is 22 years old, jumping like a 22-year-old, and they're just like, that's weird. LeBron does the same dunk at 38 in 100,000 games played, and they're just like, LeBron's just the greatest. Okay. All right. I just, I don't want to make controversy. I just think that's weird. It's not fair. It's not consistent NBA.
Yes.
I think the NBA is worried because if LeBron is caught with roids, it will be the greatest scandal in sports maybe ever. All his shit will never. He will never. Could you imagine if he ran into a bond flight controversy with NBA being as popular as it is now? It would crush the league. At this point, man, LeBron could commit murder. You have to hide it because it will absolutely sink the league, and they know that. They're tied to that LeBron James stock, and it needs to be as high as possible until he can retire alongside his son. Until then,
it's all gonna come out though.
Oh, it will. If it happened, it will. And I think
so many cameras.
It'll eventually be more profitable to tell the story than hide it. And as soon as it's more profitable to tell the story than hide it, you'll hear about it. Whenever somebody stops paying that money to keep it a secret, whenever those checks stop, if it's there, we could be wrong.
People can go start doing it. Go to Google, do your Googles. You can start researching. It's been out.
Do your Googles.
Do your Googles. It has been out.
There are some interesting Google searches you can stumble upon.
And just like that dude said it was about a month ago. The guy's like, I know where he gets this from. We got the same guy. He's like,
so he got the same guy.
He's like, and he was like, it ain't got nothing to do with strength. Like the energy. He's like the juice he uses is one that keeps him full energy, like all game, and he doesn't get tired. So remember, like Al Horford, I interviewed a few weeks ago. Maybe around the same time, and he was talking about Game 7 against LeBron when he was playing Cleveland, and he was like, everybody was dead tired except LeBron, who's the oldest player out there. He's like, we was fourth quarter. He said, I'm looking like everybody's dead tired, and I'm sitting there looking like he was like nervous. He's like, yo, LeBron is like fresh as a daisy, like he's like not tired at all.
Oh no, man, it seems a little weird. something ain't checking the boxes, man. But yeah, nah. But I like I said, I do think this series, if Steph beats him again, that hurts his legacy. It does. A guy had a whole Hall of Fame career on your watch and beat you. Not like you conveniently were beaten by somebody else before you got to that point. Like, no, he ran through you every time. Like, you can't say that about the Lakers. Like, the Lakers and Celtics, like, when they were beating, like, Jordan, they were beating each other. They were the rivals. He was the up-and-comer. It was different. Y'all both have risen to be, GOAT elite status, and you're losing to him. That's why I feel like it's different for him to lose to Curry this many times. If he was to lose. Again, he'd still be a top 5, top 10, but is it he should be in the GOAT conversation exactly with Jordan? I would say no. And that's what I mean by GOAT status.
Steph wins another finals this year.
Top 5.
And it's like, I got 5. In your era, you only have 4.
Top 5.
And I don't want to hear anything about your super team nonsense with KD because you got 2 with a super team and I got 2 super team. I got 3 without it.
If they win it this year, he's top 5. He's top 5 easy. I'm sorry. If Curry wins a championship this year, book it. He's a top 5, non-negotiable top 5. There's no way around it. In the GOATs, in the second coming of Jordan, the GOATs era, he got 5? Nah. And that's what I'm saying. That sounds wild. That somebody in your prime got more rings than you in your prime. I don't know,
juice with the juice.
I mean, it don't sound good. I'm not saying
it sounds real bad. I know.
It don't sound good, but it ain't happened yet, so we'll see.
Hasn't happened yet, so we will see. We will watch very intently.
I don't imagine either one of those teams are going to get one. I think this is the year. I think Denver, if they Murray stays healthy, I think Denver can do it.
It's gonna be a boring ass.
Yeah. But I mean, like they got squad, and if Gordon playing like that, Gordon had like a miracle game where he's like he ain't played like that since like the dunk contest. Like
can't play like that since Uncle Drew.
That's the only time he plays like that. That's funny. It may be their year, but again, if the Warriors pull it off,
I don't believe in Denver.
I don't either.
Really, it needs to be for the narrative. It needs to be Embiid versus Joker, and we need the refs to make that happen.
That's the only way people want to watch Denver in the finals if they play against Embiid.
Agreed.
So start calling in y'all favors. Again, we need the refs to make this happen.
Put your best guys on the job. Make your call, Silver.